Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked off of turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park Wednesday night. DWRL Wednesday Night Street Fights presented by Junk Fabrication and DJ Man 72 Racing. What is going on, everybody? Phil Lacasse here, and alongside me tonight, a special guest in the house. Could it possibly be back from his big humanitarian aid out there in upstate New York? Could it be the legendary, the Priest, Todd Stanton alongside? What's going on, dude?
What's going on? I'm glad to be back here on Full Velocity Racing Network, and I've been ecstatic. I had to put the PC back together. We're back to locked and loaded and ready. Hopefully it doesn't do that again, Phil. I hate that. I really hate my downtime.
Yeah, and it felt like you were gone about a month, too, but we certainly missed you. Great to have my partner in crime of a long time back alongside, and let's get to it tonight. We have Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV here from Volusia because DWRL's Wednesday Night Street Fights is about to take to Volusia for 60 laps around. We got 2 heat races on docket, so let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 1 on the pole with car number 119. That'll be Corey Stansell with the number 1 of Alex Brewer on the outside pole. In row number 2 with car number 6, we find Brian Bronson with the number 61, the Carolina Outlaw, Josh Peacock on the outside of row 2. Third row, the 36, the Colonel John Monkern with Casey Brunson alongside aboard car number 10. The number 16 starts 7th this evening. That is a Dirt Warrior, David Blackberg in 7th. And alongside with car number 11, we find Kyle Moyer rolling off from position number 8. 9th starter, welcome back to Street Fights aboard car number 51, our buddy Justin Gledhill. Alongside Gledhill in the number 926 is Barrett Bishop. And going off 11th tonight in heat race number 1, shotgun on this field, the number 88 of Kevin Prettyman. So we've got the call out there for 11. I believe we've got 22 cars in the house tonight, and that is a pretty staggering little crowd here for Wednesday night, Tada. Good to see things going on in the up and up DWRL. We've seen some really great racing the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of hate and discontent about street stock racing and iRacing. I'll tell you what, it's some of the very best out there, and we're proud to call it home here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Definitely always proud to call this home over here. The best of the best street stock racers come from DWRL, and gotta thank Katie out there. 7-week streak for Katie for Star Donation. 7 weeks. Thank you very much, and you yourself can be like Katie. Donate some stars. Come on. Let's bring it. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm so far off my game right now, Phil. I don't know what our goal is for this month. I have no clue.
I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what. Miss Katie out there, her and Robbie took over for us here Sunday night DWRL with the Sunday Shootout Series. And I'll tell you what, they put a call out, Katie did personally, for 1,000 stars, Todd, and I think they smashed through it. So I guess we're under stars donation contract now for Miss Katie and the gang that we're going to bring Katie and Robbie back up here and do another show for us here soon. So I guess they call for the stars. They got them. I think a lot of them came from us. Shameless plug, and definitely going to have them back sometime. But hey, what do you say we go racing here? 8 laps around the half mile. We go under the RacingGuyFlag.com green flag. Corey Stansell leads him into turn 1.
Yeah, Corey Stansell in the 119 machine leads him. Alex Brewer, the bulldozer, to the outside. The Heartland Harley Davidson number 1 machine running in that second spot. Side-by-side battle for the third spot. That is the number 6 machine of Ryan Bronson and the P61 of Josh Peacock. Peacock to the outside. 3 wide. Here comes Von Kern.
Moncur to the bottom, 3 wide. I feel like I've done this at Volusia all week already, seen cars 3 and 4 wide. Seen that at Charlotte a few nights ago as well. Volusia is always a fun racetrack to watch, and they go at it. Stansell leading the way down to turn number 3 and 4. Brewer and Peacock. The racing is back for 4th, where we find Ryan Bronson. John Moncur down low off of 4.
Yeah, 4 wide towards the back of the pack there, Phil, as Glenn Hill sticking up through the middle there. That number 51 machine, but Moncur dies back down to the bottom of Bronson through turns 1 and 2. It's into the back straight away here at Volusia Speedway Park.
Absolutely, 4 wide back there. I don't have to scream 4 wide like some other units heard, do we? I mean, that was quite the gimmick, but not sure I can get up to that octave, but I know I get the priest alongside. God knows where I'll get touched and what no octave I'll go to, but let's see it up turn number 2. Stansell leads. Here comes Alex Brewer up high. Josh Peacock is there as well. 3 cars racing for the lead down in 3.
Alex Brewer's story. Corey Stansell's tail slaps to number 1 just a tad bit as they enter the corner. That leaves the door wide open for Josh Peacock. The P51, he wrestles up to the top shelf of the speedway, trying to get around Corey Stansell. Alex Brewer now down to the bottom. The Heartland Harley Davidson number 1, locked and loaded on the bottom side of the speedway.
Yeah, they switch spots, but they'll still go at it and still trying to make their way around. Stansell over in turns number 3 and 4, and a little Brewer, a little bit tapped, had to roll out of it because he was going to kiss the inside wall. Let Stansell take the spot. Peacock around the outside. He'll have the lead here if we exit number 2.
Alex Brewer, I tell you, knocked the wall, tried to knock the wall down, thought better of that because the wall won down towards the bottom, Phil. He came up and knocked on Ryan Bronson a tad bit, and he was going around like a ping pong ball there. The number 1 machine able to hold on third, so he had a great hands on the steering wheel in that number 1 machine, but Ryan Bronson battling back to the outside. Like you said, Josh Peacock, your race leader.
Peacock now with 3 car lengths advantage over in turns number 3 and 4, where this time the starter going to put the white flag over the speedway. One more trip around. Peacock there over Corey Stansell. The drama is back here for third. Looks like Alex Brewer, he may take care of Ryan Bronson. They were door to door. They'll stay door to door in turn 1.
Yeah, door to door, like you said, on the bottom of the speedway is John Moncur as Josh Peacock leads the charge down into turn number 3 for the final time here in heat race number 1. Brewer now, a little bit of slamming going on through 3 and 4. It's going to be Josh Peacock, but Alex Brewer wrestles the 119 and gets into the second spot. Then it's going to be Corey Stansell, Ryan Bronson, David Blackberg to run out your top 5.
A lot of fun right there. Heat race number 1, pretty dang good. I'm sure heat race number 2 will certainly be just as good. But we're welcome to all in as I see our buddy Jim Revis out there via Facebook Live. Welcome to the crowd all in it, wherever you may be watching tonight, Facebook or YouTube or Twitch TV. Guys, you do us a favor. I think Todd did a lot of it too. Share our links out there, like our links out there, give us some love as we get to it tonight here live at the Volusia Speedway Park. It's got to be the month of February because there was everything down here. I'm glad I was able to wrestle Todd away from the L-Tech Speedway tonight to come down to Volusia. I know it was kind of hard, Todd, but we've got racing here at the Street Stocks, and heat race number 2 is taking its turn onto this racetrack.
And now your Royals Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 2. Good old D-Fed starting on the pole. And that number 86 machine, Derek Fetkenauer. And outside of him is the 06 machine of Matthew Everetts. Inside row number 2 sees the number 21 of Jim Revis, the evil one himself. And outside of him will be the number 319 of David Brewer. Next row back in the 5th starting spot. That's the natural one, the number 84 of E.J. Jones. And outside of it will be the hammer, Henry Jones. Inside row number 4 in the 7th starting spot. That's the BladeNode.com, the number 12 machine. That is the Voodoo Child, Eric Eichstad. And outside of him will be Kyle Surratt aboard the number 18 machine. 9th starter sees the number 20 of Greg Tuberville. And outside of him, Joshua Ely aboard the 09 machine. Shotgun on the field will be the 631 of Alex Cummings.
We called for 11 as we give a shout out to Bruce Norwick out there. Bruce out there watching. He does so much all the time. We look out there. Good to see all you guys have tuned in tonight via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV here on your source for esports racing. I'll tell you what, you got the ultimate esport experience in the house tonight. Phil and Todd back in the saddle again. It feels so good to have my partner back, man. Feels like a billion shows lately, just kind of talking to myself. And when you got a guy sitting here in a chair talking to nobody, and guys play video games, it's kind of weird. So it's good to have somebody to have a conversation with. But let's go back and forth now as we go under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag. DFAD will lead them off in turn number 1.
And Derek Fedkenauer, here comes Jim Revis down to the bottom there in the number 21 machine, battling it out for the second spot. That's with Matthew Everts aboard the 06, as he's locked right there behind the number 86 of Derek Fedkenauer. Here comes David Brewer, that 319 machine around the outside of the speedway. He's battling it out for the third spot.
Brewer there on the outside of 319. Jim Revis down low. They're door-to-door off turn number 2. That's racing for third. Defed going to carry Matt Everts off turn number 2. I thought Matt had a better run down low. Got a little loose off the corner. Now he's going to fall back into the clutches. Potentially a 3-wide scenario. Well, maybe not. Brewer, they're going to keep it in the middle. Revis will stay low. They're knocked there nose to nose. We'll race it on for third over in turn 1.
As Phil receives a tongue lashing via the chat box and Facebook Live, the number 86 of Derek Fedkenauer is your current race leader. Second is Matthew Everts. Jim Revis running in the third spot there momentarily, but David Brewer was able to get around him there, put him into position 3, put Jim Revis, back to the fourth spot. Eric Eichstad running in fifth. Here comes E.J. Jones down to the bottom of Eric Eichstad. That's a battle for the fifth spot.
That is a really good battle there. Eichstad to the middle. E.J. Jones looking down low. Jim Revis now stuck up high. 3 deep. Over 3 and 4. The natural one going to stick it down low. Eichstad the meat in the sandwich. Revis keeps it taking up high. Give the spot to Eichstad as we hit turn 1.
What a move for the BladeNote.com number 12 machine, the Voodoo Child, Eric Eichstad. Up to the fourth spot. Here comes Eric Jones, E.J. Jones, the number 84 machine. Now peeking down to the bottom side of the speedway here. Hub sucking it, as you would call it, catfishing it. You could call it that way too, but the 84 of E.J. trying to do something with the number 12 machine of Eric Eichstad.
And doing a great job with it so far. Down to the low side, racing for position number 5. Down the back, shooting into turn number 3 here for the fourth spot back there now. Eric Eichstad, E.J. Jones, Jim Revis has fallen back to 5th. Defed, he's out there having a great time. Matt Everett trying to chase him down, and this time by starters put 2 to go on the field.
Yeah, popsicle stakes up in the air for Derek Fedkenauer. Matthew Everett still running in second. David Brewer not able to track him down, Phil. A couple of car legs back, but sitting there waiting in the weeds, as they would call it, as they come down the back straightaway. Something happens to these top 2. He could probably pounce and take down a victory here. White flag in the air.
One more trip around the half mile. Car number 86, Bulletproof Motorsports, bringing us Derek Fedkenauer. He'll lead the way. Matt Everett's going to take a little peek-see there off turn number 2. Can he find the motor down the back chutes? Fedkenauer going to take the run away. He'll keep that car a little bit lower. See if Matt can't drive it even deeper in the low side of 3 and 4. He'll pull alongside, but it ain't going to be enough. Or is it? Oh, it's pretty close. Derek Fedkenauer taking down the win in a pretty good margin there, 0.136. It looked almost closer than that over Matt Everett, David Brewer, Eric Eichstad, Jim Revis, Josh Ely, E.J. Jones, Alex Cummings, Greg Tuberville, Henry Jones, and Kyle Surratt, who was last week's winner. Todd, is normally the way of the land over here. You win last week, you start this week at the rear.
Yes, definitely got to say good evening to Joel Carmichael out there, Cody McKnight, C-Mac out there in the chat box. Thank you guys all for tuning in here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. And man, a lot of smoke coming out. Looks like the 631 of Alex Cummings. Does he look like a modified here as we're getting ready for feature racing that quick here, Phil. 60 laps will be the distance here at Volusia Speedway Park.
Hey, the Queen says it's a simulator, right? It's a simulator?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to simulate having talent. How about that? So let's go to our Voiles Trucking starting lineup for our 60-lap feature event. On the pole this evening aboard the Bulletproof Motorsports car number 61, that'll be Josh Peacock, and alongside with car number 86, that'll be Derek Fedkenauer.
Inside row number 2, season number 1, the Heartland Harley-Davidson number 1. That's the Bulldozer, Alex Brewer. And his dancing part of the outside, driving the 06, that's Matthew Everts.
A 119 rolling off from position number 5, that is Corey Stansell, and alongside with the number 319, that'll be David Brewer.
Inside row number 4, sees the number 6 machine, the Speedway number 6. That's Ryan Bronson. And outside of him is Eric Eichstad, the Voodoo Child, the number 12 machine.
The Dirt Warrior starts on the inside of row number 5. That'll be David Blackberger, the number 16. And alongside the Evil One Graphics, car number 21 for Jim Revis.
Inside row number 6 is John Monkern aboard the number 36, and Joshua Ely in the 09 starting position, number 12.
Car number 11 rolls off of lucky number 13. That'll be Kyle Moyer with the natural one. E.J. Jones alongside in car number 84.
Inside row number 8 sees the Barrett Bishop machine, the 926, and Alex Cummings aboard the 631, rolling off position number 16.
Car number 10 starts in position 17. That'll be Casey Brunson, and next door to him, Old Turbo aboard car number 20. Greg Turberville rolling off 18th.
Inside row number 10 sees Justin Gledhill aboard the number 51, and the Hammer, Henry Jones, rolls off position number 20 and the number 25.
Kevin Prettyman brings number 88 from 21st, and shotgun on the field. Last week's winner with car number 18, Kyle Surratt, will start shotgun on the field.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic race. One more lap around and one more circuit around the Volusia Speedway Park before we go green flag racing, Phil. Been a great time here to get together again finally. Like you said, it's been a week-long, I guess, intrusion, if you want to call it here, to get back online here for myself. Video card repaired, everything all check marked so far. So we're so good here tonight. So hopefully everything goes very, very well. The field is stacked and packed and ready for racing here. Just waiting for the iRacing I-Flag green flag to drop over this 22 car field as the pace track pulls in. We're going to ask you one question here this evening. Volusia Speedway Park, who's it going to be?
It's been a while since I've heard that and didn't have to do it on my own. And I'll tell you what, Katie giving you a run for her money too. I've heard her do it the last couple of days. It was pretty dang good. Josh Peacock will lead the field here off turn number 3 and 4. We'll complete lap number 1. Derek Fedgenhauer, he'll fall back into the clutch of Alex Brewer. He'll dig low into turn 1.
And Brewer looks to the bottom there, slams the door shut as Derek Fedkenauer in that number 86 machine. So Alex Brewer going to run in third. He now peeks back down to the bottom side. These guys a little bit chaotic here in the first 2 laps, but you got to get every position you can gather here. As long as you guys are close, tight knit together, the track is the best state right now, Phil, for some of the best traction here towards the bottom of the speedway. As I say that, David Blackburn gets out of shape there in the back of the pack.
And those guys all getting together back there, beating and banging off each other and rubbing each other out there off turn number 2 is David Blackburn. Number 16 got really squirrely. They somehow kept all that thing rolling. Look back there. Josh Ely was back there. Barrett Bishop, Kyle Moyer, E.J. Jones, Casey Brunson. That's some heavy hitters, Todd, currently running on the outside of the top 5, but Josh Peacock leading the way. Good racing going on up here for about 3rd and 4th is Matt Everett. He's been pestering a little back bumper of Alex Brewer down in turn 3.
Dust is starting to fly here at Volusia Speedway Park. You can see it in the cameras here, Phil. The number 06 of Matthew Everett has peeked down to the bottom a couple of different occasions on that one of Alex Brewer. Now Brewer doing the same here to Derek Fedkenauer. That's a position battle for number 2 as these guys fight it out there, duke it out as Alex Brewer gets a tad bit loose. Now a great battle going on for 5th.
Good battle going on for 5th is Corey Stansell's up the speedway, and he's got a battle from underneath. Here comes Ryan Bronson in that speedway number 6. I know that's Todd's favorite looking car out there. Don't call that thing Moravito Speedway in a big way. Ryan Bronson looking for 5th off of 2.
And Speedway is the official supplier of all my racing supplies, Phil, especially when I get some helmets and different things that are going on there. Speedway, I go there and get my racing helmets, my racing fire suits, everything from them. So definitely love the look of that. As he moves inside the top 5, here comes the BladeNote.com number 12 machine of Eric Eichstad now duking it out with Corey Stansel in the 119. A battle for the 6th spot as the number 12 of Eric Eichstad starts marching through the field.
Yeah, he's really having a good ride there tonight. Good to see Eric back. Willis, that number 12 car, running really good now, up to running there about the 6th spot. Trying to take it to Corey Stansel. Corey trying to rebound from losing his spot to Ryan Bronson. And don't look now, but here comes David Brewer, the 19. Gave Eric a little bit of tap. They got a little bit loose. Stansel about went around. We're about 3 wide over in 3.
Yeah, Stansel had a handful of steering. Around goes Stansel! Oh, he saves it! But that had a little bit of help as David Brewer now into the outside wall. Stansel keeps it going, but pulls down to the infield. Corey Stansel able to keep it going, but he had a little bit of help there, Phil, of going around, and he was able to save it, though. I can't say he completely went around, but he was sideways enough where he was going to cause a little bit of chaos there. But clean and green here, Phil. I thought that was going to be our first Hard Motorsports yellow flag.
Oh my goodness, he was completely sideways. Somebody made contact there, and Somebody's car was full speed, nose pointing to the opening of the inside wall. I about choked on my spit right there, thinking somebody was about to T-bone that thing. Somehow, some way, we'll stay green and now put 10 laps complete of a 60-lap main event. Josh Peacock has led all the laps. He can't skunk up the whole show tonight. Kenny Defed right there in second, Alex Brewer third, and Matt Everett's a 4-car breakaway at the front of the field as we hit turn 3.
Christ sake, get some oil fill for that chair. It squeaks awful loud. Need some oil there. I can hear that through the broadcast. That's rather interesting, though. But, well, we're going to have to invest in some oil. Oil fun for Phil. Listen to that. Listen to that. It's been rode hard, put away wet.
Oh, my goodness. Driving it deep and selling it cheap is what we're doing right there. Because I'll steal that one from somebody we know. But Josh Peacock will lead him off turn number 2, turn 3 or 4. I can't even speak right now, Todd. You save me.
The number 61 of Josh Peacock right now, your race leader. The 86 of Derek Vedkenauer running in that second spot. Brewers looked a couple different occasions to try to get around that number 86 machine as he drives it down to the bottom once again. The middle groove, I should say, the number 1 machine. Trying to pull up alongside Vedkenauer, but Vedkenauer able to slam the door shut once again.
Not doing a good job, and Brewer will look low. Matt Everett's a little bit loose off turn number 4. Looks like he'll lose a couple of his car lengths there as he was right up in the top 3. Now he'll fall back. Ryan Bronson back there in the 6 car. He will ride 50. Got Eric Eichstadt behind him. Kyle Moyer from 13th. He's put himself in the top 10. He currently runs 7th, and he's bringing Josh Ely with him as they run nose to tail. That's a damn good race back there over in turn 1.
As you talk about that race, Phil, I'm talking about the race for the race lead. The number 86 of Vedkenauer way down to the bottom here. He drove it in pretty deep. He's trying to wrestle that lead for Josh Peacock. Is he going to be able to slide up in front of him? He's going to indeed do so. Vedkenauer to the race lead.
86 car now will take his spot up front, but for how long? Because Peacock will go back to the low side. Can he make a high-low switch? We'll dig it off turn number 2. We'll drag race down the back chute. Vedkenauer going to peek out by a nose. Peacock is there and laying in the weeds. Alex Brewer looking to pick a lane. He don't put it through the middle, does he? No, he don't. Give Peacock the advantage at the line.
That's that good old V-plow on that number 1 machine as he tries to put it up through the middle there and able to separate these guys. We'll see if he's going to be able to cleanly go up through the middle. Man, he's running real fast towards the middle of the speedway there. Now Heartland Harley-Davidson, number 1.
I'm going to tell you what, we've coined Alex the Bulldozer Tom, but in last couple of nights I've been watching a lot of racing. I'll tell you what, I've seen Alex put that car in a lot of adverse situations where I think a lesser driver or maybe kind of Alex and his, recent, history may have put the car where it didn't belong and moved guys out of the way. I've seen him really clean about a lot of his passes. He takes it to Peacock down here, turn number 1 and 2, and look at that. Clean slider under Vedkenauer. He'll swing low. Defed and Brewer will race for second in turn 1.
Once you have a nickname, Phil, it always sticks with you for a lifetime.
Always.
It doesn't matter if you're out on the track. I had the nickname Too Tall, and it stayed with me for a very, very long time. It hasn't gone away. I don't think it's ever going to go away, but it's definitely that's where your nickname's going to stick. And unfortunately, Alex Brewer got that. He was. I tell you what, he was a fast number 1 machine. Putting it up through there. After a while, though, you do realize that rubbing and banging are 2 different things.
Yeah, well, Bulldozer's one name. You get a nickname like Slam out there in sim racing. You don't want that either because we've got a couple of those. But I'll tell you what, Josh Peacock, Alex Brewer, Derek Vedkenauer, top 3 really doing a good job there. They pulled away almost a full second from Matt Everett's running in 4th, Ryan Bronson, Eric Eichstadt. Now, let's go back here and take a look at this race for 6 because Kyle Moyer, Josh Ely, Eric Eichstadt, that's a hell of a 3-car race. And that's over for position 6 over in turn 3.
Yeah, pretty good race going on, like you said, with the Ryan Bronson, number 6 machine, Eric Eichstadt. Kyle Moyer starting to march up through the field. Same way with Barrett Bishop there. And that 9 and 26 machine, he keeps peeking down to the bottom. A lot of dust flying, though. Tough to see through the corners as Josh Ely now driving up the track.
Tough to see through the corners of the dust. Ha. Tell a blind guy it's tough to see. I'll tell you what, it's getting very difficult. They're slinging some mud, doing a hell of a job. And Kyle Moyer, watching that black and green car come low. And look at that bright red and black, white numeral number 9 right behind them to the low side of Josh Ely. Here comes Barrett Bishop. Barrett lurking in the weeds, but he currently runs 9th, and he'll look for more over in turn 3.
As he looks for more, you see that white number 9. Phil, there's a 26 in there, too.
Is it really?
It's really hard to see, but there is a number 9. It's 9, and then a small 2-6. And then number 9, so it makes it difficult. It's very, very hard to see. Trust me.
All right, I'm going to put my face right up on the monitor, and yep, still don't see it yet, but I'll take your word for it. Those cars are getting really dirty right now. Looking, we see David Blackburn behind them. Right up ahead, you see there Josh Ely, Kyle Moyer, and Eric Eichstadt. They're having a terrific race going on for the 6th spot. Let's take another peek-see back up front, where Josh Peacock has reassumed the lead. Now Derek Fetgenhauer and Alex Brewer. That battle's kind of tamed off. It's Brewer who's taking care of second. He's applying the pressure to the 61 car. There goes the tail, but Brewer is looking for a wait. He keeps peaking up high. He'll try to get over in turn 3. It really is. He's starting to run down that top 3. You would assume if you're a guy like him, the car is getting better, the track is coming to you, they start racing up front. Naturally, he's going to start chasing down the top 3. These 3 have really been getting at it. Peacock and Brewer and Fetgenhauer. Now Everett's starting to run him down. Ryan Bronson's put himself in the top 5, but he's sitting there 2.5 seconds behind this top 4, so pretty tame back there. Eichstadt behind him, Kyle Moyer, Josh Ely, Barrett Bishop, and David Blackburn. That's how we currently sit in the top 10. Can anybody steal this lead away from Peacock? We see DFED do it for a lap, but as we approach halfway, that 61 car definitely strong.
Yeah, Josh Peacock strong here in the P61 machine, able to hold Alex Brewer, Derek Fetgenhauer, and Matthew Everett at bay. Been watching a gaggle of cars back here, though, with Ryan Bronson. Here comes Kyle Moyer. Moyer's starting to make some headway, too, as he's been working over the bottom of the speedway. And then number 11 machine trying to get around the 12 of Eric Eichstadt. Eichstadt able to hold on, though, to that 6th spot. So good run, good solid run for that 12 machine. But here comes Josh Ely up through the middle, trying to make it 3 wide off of turn number 4.
Yeah, I didn't know there was room, and I don't think there was. And Josh kind of let it breathe for a second. Yeah, that wasn't quite the full send. I guess that was about a half send, and we don't believe in half sends. You're going to send it, you're going to send it full. I thought Josh would do it through the middle. Eichstadt will pull out back to the lead and that advantage. They'll go back to it. Moyer through the bottom. Eric gets a little bit loose. Josh get really tight. Oh, 9 car way up the speedway.
Gotta say hello to Mr. Harmon out there from Kansas City, Kansas. He's viewing us from, Phil. So gotta say hello to Mr. Harmon out there, Willie Harmon. Thank you so much for tuning into the Full Velocity Racing Network. Glad you enjoy our broadcast. We like to keep it going, like to try to keep it interesting, and thank you for tuning in.
We don't like to take us too seriously most of the time either. We'll pick on each other and banter back and forth. There's who wants to listen to a couple of robots out here calling races? Anybody can do that. You can hear about 80,000 people out there now doing it. You got to do it here. You got to have fun. You got to keep it entertaining, keep it exciting. That's what we're doing out here tonight. Is Peacock, Brewer, Fetgenhauer, Everett, and Bronson. They maintain the spots in the top 5, and I'm looking back here, Todd, is waiting for somebody who may be coming from deep in the field, and I'm just not finding it. I've fallen back here to 11th. And I find the likes of Casey Brunson and Alex Cummings. And last week's winner, Kyle Surratt, currently runs back there in 13th. So a lot of green flag laps here. Early 36 now in the books. And guys who started in the back or guys who had issues early, like Jim Revis and Greg Tuberville, guys had really good cars. They're stuck in the back and not a whole lot of stuff they can do with it because it's so clean and green as normal.
Yeah, and it's definitely a fantastic race. I love Volusia Speedway Park. Like
me too.
We always talk about it, Phil. It's one of my favorite tracks because it reminds me of my home track. Yes, this is a little bit larger than my home track, but it's kind of got the same kind of configuration as my home track. So watching these guys duke it out here is fantastic. As now Eric Eichstadt gets around the 6 of Bronson, put Bronson back to a battle for the 6th spot as Eric Eichstadt moves his way inside the top 5.
Yeah, sure did. Eric Eichstadt doing a hell of a job, and did watch Bronson as that car was beginning to fade. Eichstadt down in the top 5. Bronson will fall back to 6, and don't count out Kyle Moyer. That black and green number 11. You got Josh Ely there. Let's go 3 deep. 5 cars there running for about 1 spot. They sprint down the back chute, all chasing Eichstadt into 3.
Yeah, they're all chasing Eichstadt out there and trying in that second pack. Meanwhile, the first pack starting to really heat up. Peacock, Brewer. Then you had the number 86 Fetgenhauer and Matthew Evers. Those guys were going 2 by 2 there for a minute. I missed it, but got to say hello to Rocky Badfield from I-40X at 190 in Arizona is where he's at right now. And then James out there saying he's from Iowa. Got friends who like this. James, thank you for tuning in here. I tell you what, if you don't have this simulation, you really, really got to get it. It's definitely a fun thing to do. And hey, they just released the AI this week for Daytona and Talladega. There's a great video out there. It's called the Greg Biffle 5 or something.
20 Greg Biffles at Daytona. You got to go look us up on YouTube. It's like a sensation AI cars. 20 Greg Biffles. What's the worst? Anybody remember Greg Biffle? Remember how exciting that guy would make it? Now put 20 simulates to him in iRacing. I got to tell you what, go find that video. I mean, I think it was even is a potentially better play-by-play than what we gave it to. Shameless plug out there, whoever did it. It was a good video. I'm a little Greg Biffled out after it, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I could fly with Greg Biffle anymore. That number 16 machine. There was just so many Greg Biffles. Thank you, Rocky Battlefield, for 28 stars out there. 28 stars, Rocky Battlefield. Any star donation goes a long way, folks. We appreciate it as we go for the goal here in the month of February. I can't tell you what it is, and guess what? Our first Hard Motorsports yellow flag going to come out of the evening here at the Volusia Speedway Park. We're going to slow these guys back down, restack and repack the field. And we're going to go find out who has something for this P61 and Josh Peacock.
You certainly will. We'll put Todd down there to work. Our very first full velocity instant replay of the night, brought to you by JMax Journeys and jmaxstrong.com. We went caution-free, Todd, for the first 40 laps. So the first time tonight we are slowed down, and you're going to be the man to tell us why.
Well, we're taking a look to see what happened here. The 119 of Corey Stansel involved as the 119 goes in deep into the corner. He drove it all by himself. He did that to himself there, Phil, through the corner. Yeah, he drove into the corner. He got completely sideways. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact from Henry Jones, but he was already around. So it was after he was already around. So all by himself, Corey Stansel, that belongs to him tonight, the 119.
You know what that means, Todd. You're a selfie of the Full Velocity Racing Network. You get the selfie stick. I wish Jeff was here to help me out with this one, but hey!
I always look forward to hearing that from time to time here. We don't see a lot of selfies anymore, Phil. We don't hear a lot of selfies. Once in a while we'll get those. And
a lot of ussies.
Yeah, a lot of jam banging, two, three, four cars involved.
Things are better in groups.
Yeah, I guess that's what they say sometimes.
Yes. We'll wait and see there, but we'll slow it down here for the first time tonight. Recapping what the top 10 currently sits like. Josh Peacock, Alex Brewer, Derek Fetkenhauer, Matt Everett, Eric Eichstadt making up our top 5. 6th, we find Josh Ely. Kyle Moyer in for 7th. Ryan Protson currently running in 8th. Barrett Bishop 9th. And David Blackberg, that's going to be in the top 10. They're doubled up. They are restacked and repacked, and we are ready to unload as through turns number 3 and 4. I believe the Page truck, eastbound is one of the infield. Let's go back under the iRacingGuyFlag.com green flag.
Yeah, green flag back out into turn number 1. And they're going 3 wide there for the race lead. Here comes Fetkin, and we're down to the extreme inside. Oh, Kyle Moyer, Barrett Bishop around.
Oh, that's not good, and he was pointed the wrong way. We're still flag. Green. No yellow. Can't believe that one. There we go. Starter had to put his beer down to pick the flag up. That's exactly what happened there. A little bit delayed in that one. Yellow on the speedway. We've got some hard-ass racing in our second Team Hard Motorsports yellow flag of the evening. We've seen a break there on the screen. Moyer got into the side of Barrett Bishop. Barrett went for a ride. I believe a couple other cars may have been caught up in this one as well that were kind of around that scrum. Call that a scrum mid-pack.
Yeah, they definitely had a little bit of contact there. Moyer had to check up, it looked like, for Josh Ely. Got into Barrett Bishop. Bishop goes around. Kyle Surratt parks it right there on his nose. Kind of pushes him out of the way there, but both those guys involved. Nice. Well, you really he had nowhere to go, did Kyle Surratt. So tough break for those two drivers. As it does not look like Barrett Bishop called a tow truck, so did Kyle Surratt. Those guys' nights may be done here. Gotta say hello to Andrew Becker out there from Illinois. He said, this is a fun show, Phil. And then Mindy Eichstadt out there waving out there with the
the boss.
With the selfie. I believe that's a cell phone in the hand. Maybe it's a beer. I can't really see on this small screen. I don't know if yellows are
small screen.
Small screen. I got a cracked phone in front of me. That's how I'm viewing chat tonight because I didn't feel like starting up my other stuff.
All right, we're not cracked screen. Cracked screens aren't good.
Well, I dropped it.
Don't you have like one of those like little cover things on there, like a phone condom?
No, definitely not. Oh, I do have a question for everybody, though. It comes to mind. Have you guys ever received a phone call, and I'm not saying this stupidly, from yourself? Todd Stanton called Todd Stanton today. I've had a lot of those phone calls lately. Don't know what it's about. I don't dare to answer it because I feel like I'm going to be in one of those movies where the clown's going to take me underneath the sewer pipes.
Todd, you know what it is? The voices in your head are finally beginning to answer.
Yeah, probably. As I race the flag, green flag back out here. Josh Peacock leads the charge down into turn one. Oh, slider on Alex Brewer. Brewer's just way up the track, going to lose a couple of spots there. This time to Derek Fetkenauer, and now he's battling out, duking it out. Here comes Derek Eichstead, way down to the bottom, 3 wide for third.
I'm going to tell you what, yeet or be yeeted right now, and Brewer looks like the one who wants to yeet. Oh, Eichstead had a lift out of it. He had destiny with the inside wall coming as he rolled out of what was a good 3 wide situation. Another bait in the bag once again. Eichstead on the side of Matt Everett. They somehow kept it straight. 4 wide. What are they doing?
Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle, what's he doing? Oh boy, what a great race going on in the middle of the pack. There's a whole gaggle of cars here, duking it out for every spot they can. And now Derek Fetkenauer going on the assault. The number 1 of Alex Brewer, side-by-side battle for the second spot. But we can see this whole pack of cars here. And Jim Revis way down to the bottom in that number 21.
He certainly is. He had to come from the back. He was involved with that scuffle right on the opening laps of the race. He got dropped to the back of the field. So Jim Revis has been a guy on a mission, guy who picked up a win here just a couple of nights ago. Jim now up into the top 10, currently running in 9th. And just giving us shenanigans.
The chat is awful to me tonight. I come back and now Aaron Sharp says, I seen Todd Stanton in midget porn.
Midget porn? Guy's 6'6". There's not midget about him. Well, all right. Well, I'll leave that alone.
Or even Rocky Battlefield. I don't answer when Todd Stanton calls either. Rough crowd out here tonight.
They missed you.
Very rough.
Don't you feel missed? I've been taking this abuse all week without you. I'm glad you're finally here to take some of it.
Yeah, definitely a rough crowd. Got to thank everybody for tuning in. 7 laps will remain, and I tell you what, Star Donations. Boy, I tell you, the fill are doing better than us in Star Donations. They had 1,000, I think 1,000. I think they slammed past that. We have only like 448. Come on now. This is Full Velocity Racing Network. What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, they come in, took over, stole the keys, got a bunch of stars, and then
it's time to retire.
Might be. This is time to walk away, put these old guys to pasture, and let the real ones take over. I don't know. We'll have to wait. Maybe we just become like the Big Show guys. I don't know. Just show up every now and again when we feel like it. I don't know. I'll tell you what. We got 5 laps remaining, and Josh Peacock leads the way. Brewer is there. Matt Everts is there. You got Eric Eichstadt there. But what in the world is happening to Derek Fetkenauer? He was up there muscling around the top 4 all night long, and now Derek, he rolls back there riding in 6th. I'm kind of shocked by this.
I think he made a mistake, a pretty costly mistake too, as he's starting to slip back there. The setup's starting to go away on the 86 machine, is now running in that 5th spot. So Josh Peacock has led 54 laps here this evening as we're coming up on 3 laps to go here at the start-finish line. The P61 of Peacock trying to keep the number 1 of Alex Brewer at bay. You know Brewer's got something back there, Phil. He's got one last challenge, one last something to throw at him. I don't know if it's a kitchen sink quite. I don't think he's got that quite big of a assault with that number 1, but the slide job's got to be coming there as there's 2 to go.
I'm going to tell you what, they start racing at it for the lead. I'm going to tell you, Everett is back there in 3rd, and Eric Eichstadt, who has had a run tonight, I'll tell you what, 12 car has been strong, currently running in 4th, but you said it. We got 2 to go, and this time through turns number 3 and 4. Oh, maybe not. We got a yellow. Blowing on down, Hard Motorsports yellow flag number 3 of the evening comes right at the end of regulation as we put lap number 60 now up onto the scoreboard. We'll have a green-white checker to finish it. It can't get much better than that, can it? But let's see what put us under our Team Hard Motorsports yellow flag. What a J-Max Journey's Full Velocity instant replay.
Looks like good old Justin Gledhill, unfortunately, getting involved. He makes a nice appearance back here, and he had a little bit of help, though, from Greg Tuberville, as Tuberville was already going around, and Justin Gledhill had nowhere to go, but it'd get into the side of Tuberville, and around goes Justin Gledhill. Unfortunately, sometimes he has some bad luck, Phil, and I really like to see him take down a big victory one of these times. He's been close quite a few times, and definitely,
Got it.
This guy works a lot. I'm going to tell you what. I told him how many hours I worked, and you know his answer to me was, I remember my first part-time job. Yeah.
I tell you what, Glen Hill, I know we covered some of the dirt races here. He's on Monday Night Well, too. He's doing a really good job there with the administration role over there as he's taking on. Good to see him on the track. We want to see Glen Hill get a win, so I have an idea. Me and Glen Hill will have a match race. That'll be a shoe-in.
Yeah, it should be. Should be. Definitely a shoe-in for you to lose. You're right. You're right. We got to get you off pit road so you can actually have that match and be good there. So we'll have to have some guidance out there. Don Dolson out there, Phil. I'm going to say his name correctly here tonight.
Yes.
Don Dolston.
Don's an old friend. We go back many years back in our 2003 with Don. Great to see him out there. Not Dolster or Dolson, whatever you call him.
Don Dolson is actually a guy I raced in the four-cylinder front-wheel drive division at 5 Mile Point Speedway. It looks close. I'm going to tell you what, the name does. So, Don Dolson, thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. He can tell who's leading this race, Todd, because that front-end grill is clean. Yep. Well, is it going to stay clean? Because we got a green white checker to settle it. Josh Peacock will lead him back to green.
Yeah, Peacock leads the charge down into turn number 1. Alex Brewer right there. Matthew Everts now into the third spot, battling it out for second. 3 wide for the fourth spot as Eric Eichstead made a costly mistake and allowed the door wide open. And guess who drop kicked through it? The 09 machine of Josh Ely just way up the track. I thought he was going to take out the number 12 machine. Some more contact going on. Oh, Eric Eichstead looks like he's going to go. Oh, he saves it. Oh, some more contact, lots of contact. Revis up to fourth. Final lap down the back straightaway. The 61 of Josh Peacock leads the charge down into turn 3. And out for turn number 4, Josh Peacock going to take down the victory here at Volusia Speedway Park.
And that was some good racing there at the end. There was a lot of rub skis and field skis going on. And at the end of that, Jim Revis, Todd, he's around Alex Brewer. Give Jim Revis third tonight. Josh Peacock with the win over Matt Everett, Jim Revis, Alex Brewer, Josh Ely with that muscle move. He will finish up 5th, 6th for Ryan Bronson, Derek Tetkenhauer 7th, Kyle Moyer 8th, Alex Cummings 9th, and John Monkern. Quiet night, but John ends up in the top 10. Casey Brunson 11th. Greg Tourville 12th, Kevin Prettyman, Justin Gledhill, Corey Stansell running in the top 15, and then 16th we find Eric Eichstadt with some heartbreak, Henry Jones, E.J. Jones, David Blackberg, Barrett Bishop, Kyle Surratt, David Brewer. That can be racing up front, but that's how we make up our 22-car field tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park. We're going to head over to Discord for DWRL and head to the post-race show powered by BladeNode.com. We'll hope you come along with us for the ride live on your source for esports racing. That was nasty. Back here live on the post-race show for the Full Velocity Racing Network, presented by BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Need web hosting, VPS server, dedicated server. Look no further than the guys over at BladeNode.com. Use promo code BLADE10. Get 10% off your first monthly subscription over there. Once again, check them out at blano.com. Here in Volusia tonight, the big winner is Josh Peacock, second to Matt Everett, and somehow, some way, a guy who had to discharge from the back of the field after an incident early and finds himself with a white flag running in third. Mr. Jim Revis. Jim, I'm not sure where you came from, but what a hell of a ride, dude.
I honestly don't know how I got up there either. I know I missed a few wrecks there, and there at the end, Alex said he got in the slick, so I guess I was able to pull him coming off there. But all in all, great first half of the race, and like you always say, cautions breed cautions, but I believe everybody had pretty good time until they're at the last 2 laps.
That was really good. You guys really got racing those last 2 laps, but you know what? You guys have coined this what it is. It is Wednesday night street fights. We don't come out here to race for 5th or 6th. It is all about holding that world championship belt from DWRL in Victory Lane. Josh gets it tonight, but when you guys restart the green-white checker, it's time to get it on.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Like I said, everybody here, I'd like to think, prides herself on good, clean racing, giving a little bit of room, taking when they need to take. And like I said, all in all, I think it was a good night racing.
Oh, hell yeah. It was a lot of fun to watch and to cover, and we always have a ball on Wednesday nights. Jim, you surprised us with a third-place effort. Started 10th. He had to come from all the way back at 20th. This one feels good on the podium. I know not as good as a Victory Lane here a couple nights ago, but a third place is never a bad thing. Take the mic one more time and give the guys on the team all a big shout-out.
Yeah, thanks, guys. First and foremost, all the viewers, everybody that tunes in to watch the broadcast. Like I always say, DWRL wouldn't be what it is without them guys. All the drivers that show up every week to come and race. Gotta give a shout out to my girl Katie out there from Mr. Rivas. Can't leave her out there. Then I gotta thank my team, man. Like I said, we've been working on these setups and everything. Blano.com, Junk Fabrication, title sponsor for Wednesday nights. 72 DJ Man Racing, FVRN, you guys for broadcasting, always doing a great job. Eichstead Wraps, the boss, E1G, iRacing Dirt Cleaners, iRacing iFlags. Figure I'd give Jeff a shout out here. And yeah, that's about it. Still trying to recoup here, trying to figure out how I got up to third.
Well, you know what? I would like to just accidentally find myself in the top 3 anytime as well. Here you have it, folks. The head of the clan right here, Mr. Jim Revis, with a third-place run here at Volusia. We'll let him go and figure out how the heck he got up there. It was just a good drive for him. We'll walk down here and talk tonight. Second-place finisher aboard car number 06, Matt Everett. Matt, it's been a while, dude, but we get you back up here a second-place run. Your car was kind of decent early, but then as it got later and later, the car got, track got slicker. Your car came to life. You had a chance to win. Could you have left one more restart out there with a shot at Peacock?
Yeah, that restart killed me. I was hoping to go green. I might have had something for him. I ain't saying I could have got him, but yeah, at the end, my car was hooking up pretty good in the middle, doing the little slider line, but
track was awesome here tonight in Volusia. It normally is. And Matt, you've been a guy who said, we've been waiting for guys like you to knock on the door, taking a win. I know every time you come here on Wednesday night, always competitive, but how thirsty are you right now to put this car back in victory?
It'd be nice to get back into the victory lane there a couple times, but a lot of these guys spend more time than what I do on setup, so their car probably handles a little better than mine, but in the end, it's, the last however many laps is when my car comes on most of the time. But other than that, I mean, I race in a couple other leagues, so I bounce from here to there, just street stock mainly. So I do pretty good in the street stocks, and Volusia is one of my tracks I love the most.
What I love about that answer, practice. Who needs practice? This is a guy right here. This is a racer like I am. By the seat of our pants, let's not log the hours. Let's jump in the race car, throw something at it, see what we get, and drive the hell out of it. Matt, you did a hell of a job here tonight. A second-place effort here at Volusia. Let me give you the microphone one more time here in full velocity. Thank all your great teammates and sponsors out there.
I'd like to thank Balducci Trucking, EZE Automotive, D&B Lawn Care, Wicked Cushion, Monsters of Dirt, JZ iRacing Photography, my team Twisted Motorsports, you guys for hosting, and Jim and all the admin for running the race.
Absolutely. Well, this guy here, he's had a good one tonight, good piece, and that's Matt Everett's car number 06, a second place run here at the Volusia Speedway Park. We're, I guess we could say right in the thralls now of Speed Weeks or Speed Month down here in the state of Florida. And I finally get my partner. We got him from the Tech Speedway tonight. Had to drag him out there kicking and screaming. But Todd Stanton is in victory lane. And old buddy Josh Peacock down there once again in the winner's.
Yeah, down here in BladeandNode.com, victory lane, and what a night for me to make a comeback here after a week off. It feels, like you said, Phil, feels like a month. But Josh Peacock down here in victory lane. Josh, what a fantastic race. Leading 62 laps here tonight in that number 61 machine. Tell us about it, man. You had to fend off some hard challenges from Alex Brewer, Matthew Everett, all those guys right up there knocking on the door. Even D-Fed was up there for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. I was real worried about D-Fed blowing my doors off on the outside like you did last time we was here. But, yeah, the old car's rocket ship tonight. It very well kind of worked anywhere I wanted to put it. And we got real lucky with we dropped fourth in the heat race. I was able to work my way up and win it and put us on the pole. And that's all she wrote. Was able to hold them off.
So, Josh, what was going through your head on those restarts when those yellows kept coming out? That had to put a damper on some things. I thought some sliders were going to happen. Something was going to happen to you there, that 61 machine. What was the thought process going through your head under them yellow flags?
I kind of found a line that worked for me about a lane and a half, 2 lanes off the bottom in turn 1. I knew if I could get if it didn't screw my entry up and I hit it just right, then I'd have a pretty good run coming off of 2, and I'd be able to pull them a little bit. But yeah, I thought those late race restarts going to screw me. We've had some pretty bad luck here lately. I'm glad everything worked out.
All right, Josh, as we're accustomed to here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, we're giving the microphone. You can thank whoever you'd like to thank here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you down here more in BladeNode.com Victory Lane.
That'd be nice, but now first off, I thank all my teammates at Bulletproof Motorsports. And all the work we do. This is one of the setups that we united with X91, being Jason Salter and Tyson Pankow, come up with for the Gobbler. Not to thank my sponsors, Tim Cummings, CCM Custom Graphics and Design. I'll give a shout out to JMax. Check him out on Facebook at JMax Journeys or Jonathan's Journeys. Also check him out at jmaxstrong.com. Selling apparel to help fund his medical expenses. I'll give a shout out to Backwards Hat Productions coming on board with us. I'll give a shout out to you guys, been on the race car and everything you do for us. All the guys at DWRL for putting a league on. You guys for the phenomenal broadcast as always. And give a shout out to JP Designs, putting this badass strap on the car. Any kind of graphic work done, hit us up on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely hit them up. I know there's some throwback designs going out here for a race that we're going to be covering here. So JP Designs, hit him up for any of your skin needs. We got a lot of great painters, a lot of great talented painters, especially that support the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thanks, Josh. Josh has done a lot of my cars, so I like everything he's done.
That's a body work.
Yeah, and body work. Yep. I've totaled them cars quite a bit.
Yeah, you keep an eye on the page. We should have a couple cars coming out for that throwback series here in the next couple of days.
All right, and then we're going to share them out on Full Velocity Racing Network Facebook page, and make sure you head on over. That way it'll give you a cue to go over and like JP Designs. We do that with Charlie, too. And definitely the painters that support us here. You got Trash Painter Graphics, too, that has been around, too, a little bit here and there. But definitely, Josh, great win here tonight, and hopefully, like I said, we'll see you down here some more.
He gone. He gone. He already said, Todd, I'm out of here. He had paint work to do.
You moved him.
Requests are coming in from JP Designs. Okay, I moved him. I thought you were done talking to him. My bad. I figure it's been a while. You wanted to talk some more tonight, but you got to save yourself, dude, because we got a busy rest of the week in store. We're not only here at Volusia tonight. We come out with the East-West Modified Tour. Tomorrow night, the South Boston Speedway. Friday night, back home in NR 2003 with the Polar Bear 250 with Talladega Super Speedway. And then the weekend hits. And the weekend, we are going to be busy. So I'm glad Todd is back with us because we start Saturday afternoon out with the Richmond International Raceway, the Milner Media and Design 200, presented by BladeNode.com. That'll come to you 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. So look out for those links. Also got the 3rd annual Sprint Car Classic 410 Sprint Cars. That comes our way. A bunch of world champions in the house. That'll come our way Saturday evening. Also, Wildlife Shootout on the docket Saturday evening as well with a crew over there. And then, of course, Sunday, a big one as well. We start off with a UDRA series at Lernerville with only like 2 races left to go in that one. That'll be a lot of fun. And then a big one, the Indoor Dirt Nationals at DirtSeries.com, DWRL Sunday Shootout. So a full bill. Head to the website, FullVelocityTV.com, to check it all out on behalf of all of us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Todd, it's so good to have you back, partner. I missed you.
Definitely glad to be back here at Full Velocity Racing Network again. Behind the controls and behind the microphone, thank you for everybody for tuning in here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Guess what, Phil? I'm going to close it up and saying keep the rubber side down and keep that hammer down. We'll see you next time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Good night.